Welcome to an out-of-the-box unboxing. Today we're going to be looking at the World of Warcraft Wraith of the Lich King. So this is based on the pandemic system, and it's based in the world of Warcraft. It is a 1 to 5 player game, 45 to 60 minutes, 14 and above. It's a nice heavy box, so let's have a look and see what we get inside. So it's a collaboration between Brisbane Games, who do the Pandemic series, and Blizzard Entertainment, that have been doing Warcraft for many years. There we go. Let's have a look and see what we get. And there's quite a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so contents, how we set up, so that all looks good. Playing the game, this is really a small rule book, so that's good. It's got a section on solo play, I guess that's for true solo. Coordinating the efforts of 3 heroes using a single hand of cards. Okay, so that's good, so you don't have to play 3-handed if you don't want to. But it's a co-op game, like all the pandemic ones, and so it will go nicely with single player as I'm going to play it. Set of tokens that are shrink wrapped, so let's have a look inside these. While we're here, they feel quite thin. Not that that really matters for tokens. This looks like it's the centre towery thing. Get into that a bit. There we go. Right. I know, they're quite thick. It's the card, so not unhappy with that. It's kind of standard good quality tokens. Then we've got the board. Everything seems to be shrink wrapped, which seems a bit excessive, but never mind. Let's have a look at the board. I'm on my little table today, so we're probably not going to be able to spread out the whole board, but we'll see what we can do. And we'll look at that stuff in a minute. Okay. So it's single-sided. Oh, it's big though. And I've got it upside down. So I'm going to be trimming the video so you probably won't see the edges. So yeah, it's wobble. Yeah, it's a big board. Nice. Why don't we open the rest up on top of the board? Well, we've got it here. Okay, so we've got, oh okay, so that's protection for probably the Lich King. Oh yeah, we'll have a look at the figures in a minute. And we've got 6 cards, and we've got character sheets, and we've got an insert. Nothing hidden underneath. And let's have a look at some of these figures. So what else we got? We've got some dice. Oh, and they look like kind of health dials that'll go on the side of these, which I really dislike because they damage the cards. So I probably won't be using those. These will probably be the abominations. So there's 3 abominations in this game. The Lich King, and I don't know if these are orcs or goblins. I'll zoom in a second. So let's have a look at these a bit closer. So here we go. This is our Lich King. It looks like he's a bit bent. I'll fix it in a minute. Yeah, nice figures. Solid. Good level of detail. Here's our abominations. And then we've got a handful of little these look like goblins. I was going to guess without looking at the rules. And I guess we should look at our characters while we're here. What have we got? We've got quite a few. So that looks like a good level of detail. Magic user. So that's a dwarf. And we've got a rangery type. That looks like a fighter. That looks like a barbarian type. I'm not really up with my World of Warcraft lore. That one looks like an orc. So those other ones are probably a mix of humans and elves. Maybe some dark elves. And that looks like definitely an elven archer. Again, good detail. Looks good. And you've got the drawstring. Let's get back down to here. Okay. So they all fit nicely, and they're quite good sizes. They're definitely goblin size, those things. Okay, so we've also got a set of bigger than, so these are standard card size. So let's have a look inside. The last video I forgot to open the cards, so I have to get round to make sure that I open the cards in this video. So let's go back up. Fight. So these are character cards. They're you kind of got a linen-y effect. They're thin, but they'll be sleeved. Fight cards. Defend. Travel. And heal cards. Okay, and let's see what's in the other set. I imagine these would be location cards, because it is based on the pandemic, and we'll be putting little goblins everywhere as we slowly stronghold. They look like event cards. They all do. Oh, okay, here we go. So this will be our placement of goblins in the kind of pandemic sense of the world as they slowly spread across the board, and outbreaks of critters everywhere. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, we've got some guide cards as well. Okay, and there are our things. Okay. We've got places on the board. While we're here, let's have a look at the bigger cards. The Nexus. These almost look like quests. These are thin. Don't think I'll be sleeving those anytime soon. But they're not being shuffled, I don't think so. That should be fine. Quite a bit going on. So here we go. Here's our characters: Archmage, Blood Knight, Matriarch, Hero, Ironforge, Banshee Queen. Looks like a dark elf. There's our for the Horde, Orc Warrior, Human Fighter. Probably that's not a Paladin. And then King of Stormwind. What I've got on the back. Okay, starting spaces, so starting information, what your figure is, a bit of lore, a bit of history. If you're interested in that kind of thing. Nice. Let's go back to that zoom. Good. And only the last thing I was going to look at is sleeves, and I'm pretty certain that these are standard size magic cards, so they'll fit in your standard sleeves. Yep, no worries. Seems to be plenty of room in the box. I don't see that there's going to be any problem getting everything put away. I guess your biggest problem is going to be thing that's slipping around in between games, because it's pretty, once you get those sleeved, they'll be slipping all over the place. Where we put him so he doesn't break his little sword, that would be a shame. Abominations, I think they can all go in. And I think all the little goblins can goblin in together. And if we pull this board apart, if that went underneath, that should all fit nicely on top. There you go. Got to do the tokens at some point. But that is World of Warcraft Wraith of the Lich King. Another addition to my Pandemic. I've also got the Call of Cthulhu and the original Pandemic. There you go. Don't forget to subscribe and like.